Welcome to Earthly Reads, a My Cup of Earth production. In a kingdom of fairies. In a kingdom of fairies. Hidden deep within a lush forest. A tiny fairy named Lily lived in a delicate petal-shaped house surrounded by a garden of vibrant flowers. Lily's wings sparkled like diamonds in the sunlight, and her hair was as bright as the golden rays that filtered through the leaves. She was a kind and gentle fairy, loved by all the other fairies in the kingdom. One day, a wise old fairy named Willow, who was known for her magical powers, called upon Lily. Willow lived in a magnificent treehouse with a door that opened like a flower. She was the fairy queen's trusted advisor and had the power to communicate with the creatures of the forest. "Lily, my dear," Willow said, her voice as soft as a summer breeze. "The kingdom is in trouble. The balance of nature is shifting, and the forest is losing its magic. The fairy queen has asked me to find a solution, and I need your help." Lily's eyes sparkled with excitement. She loved solving puzzles and helping her friends. "What do you need me to do, Willow?" she asked, her voice trembling with eagerness. Willow smiled. "I need you to embark on a journey to find the 3 ancient crystals hidden deep within the forest. These crystals hold the key to restoring the balance of nature and saving our kingdom." Lily nodded bravely. "I'm ready to go on an adventure. Where do I start?" Quote. Willow handed Lily a small, intricately carved wooden box. "In this box is a map that will lead you to the first crystal. But be warned, Lily, the journey will be challenging, and you will need all your wit and courage to succeed." Lily opened the box and examined the map. It showed a winding path through the forest, with symbols and markings that seemed to point to a hidden location. She tucked the map into her pocket and set off, her heart racing with excitement. As she flew over the forest, Lily noticed that the trees seemed to be growing taller and the flowers were wilting. She felt a strange, tingling sensation in the air, like the forest was calling out to her. She followed the sensation, and soon found herself standing in front of a massive, ancient tree. The tree's trunk was covered in moss and vines, and its branches seemed to stretch up to the sky. Lily saw that the map pointed to a small, glowing stone embedded in the trunk. She reached out to touch it, and as she did, the stone began to glow brighter. Suddenly, the tree's branches began to move, as if they were alive. They twirled and swirled around Lily, forming a whirlwind of leaves and flowers. Lily felt herself being lifted off the ground, and she laughed with joy as she twirled through the air, surrounded by the magic of the tree. When the whirlwind finally dissipated, Lily found herself standing in front of a hidden cave. The map had led her to the first crystal, and she felt a surge of pride and accomplishment. The cave was dark and musty, but Lily's fairy senses allowed her to see in the dim light. She followed a narrow path through the cave, and soon found herself facing a glittering crystal nestled in a bed of soft, velvety moss. The crystal was unlike anything Lily had ever seen. It pulsed with a soft, blue light, and it seemed to hum with an otherworldly energy. Lily reached out to touch it, and as she did, she felt a sudden surge of power and wisdom flow through her. She realized that the crystal was imbuing her with the magic of the forest, and that she was now a part of the ancient balance of nature. Lily felt a sense of responsibility wash over her, knowing that she was now a key player in restoring the balance of the forest. With the crystal safely in her possession, Lily made her way back to Willow's treehouse. Willow was waiting for her, her eyes shining with pride and admiration. "Well done, Lily," Willow said, as Lily handed her the crystal. "You have taken the first step towards restoring the balance of nature. But there are 2 more crystals to find, and the journey will only get more challenging." Lily nodded bravely. She was ready for the next adventure, and she knew that she could count on her friends and allies to help her along the way. And so, Lily set off once again, this time following a path that led her through a sparkling stream, over a rickety bridge, and into a dense thicket of brambles. She encountered all manner of creatures, from chatty squirrels to mischievous raccoons, and she used her wit and courage to overcome every obstacle. Finally, after many hours of flying and walking, Lily reached the location of the second crystal. It was hidden in a hollow log, surrounded by a family of friendly beavers. They welcomed Lily with open arms, and she learned that they had been guarding the crystal for generations. The second crystal was even more magnificent than the first. It pulsed with a warm, golden light, and it seemed to hold the power of the sun within it. Lily felt a sense of wonder and awe as she reached out to touch it, and she knew that she was one step closer to restoring the balance of nature. With the second crystal in her possession, Lily returned to Willow's treehouse, where she was greeted with a hero's welcome. The fairy queen herself appeared, her wings shimmering with magic, and she thanked Lily for her bravery and determination. The fairy queen told Lily that the final crystal was hidden in a place of great danger, where the dark forces of the forest threatened to destroy the balance of nature. Lily knew that she would have to face her greatest challenge yet, but she was ready. With Willow's guidance and the power of the two crystals, Lily set off towards the dark heart of the forest. She encountered all manner of terrors, from giant spiders to fierce wolves, but she used her courage and wit to overcome every obstacle. Finally, after many hours of flying and fighting, Lily reached the location of the final crystal. It was hidden in a dark, foreboding cave, surrounded by a gathering of dark creatures. They hissed and spat at Lily, but she stood tall, her wings glowing with a fierce determination. With a burst of fairy magic, Lily shattered the dark creature's spell and claimed the final crystal. It pulsed with a fierce, red light, and it seemed to hold the power of the earth within it. Lily felt a sense of pride and accomplishment as she held the crystal aloft, knowing that she had saved the balance of nature. With all three crystals in her possession, Lily returned to the fairy kingdom, where she was greeted as a hero. The fairy queen thanked her for her bravery and determination, and she presented Lily with a special reward, a magical amulet that would allow her to communicate with the creatures of the forest and keep the balance of nature in check. Lily wore the amulet proudly. Knowing that she had become a part of the ancient magic of the forest, she realized that she was no longer just a tiny fairy, but a guardian of the natural world, and she knew that she would always stand ready to defend the balance of nature. And so, Lily lived happily ever after, surrounded by her friends and allies in the fairy kingdom. She used her magical amulet to help the creatures of the forest, and she worked tirelessly to keep the balance of nature in check. She became known as the bravest and most powerful fairy in the kingdom, and she lived on for generations, a shining example of courage, determination, and the magic of the natural world. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.